Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to, first of all, check in with you all to see how we're all doing with the influx of the high frequency unity light codes that are just pouring in on us this weekend to do with this first stage of the solar flash, which is the micronova. If you didn't watch my video about that a day or two ago, I'll leave a link to it below, and I'll leave a card for it at the end of this video, so that you know what that's about. But gosh, if you're experiencing energetic sensations in your body, changes in how you're thinking and feeling, old memories coming up, dreams, different dreams, being awake in your dream or dreaming while you're awake, all of those kinds of things. I'm checking in with you to see how you're doing with that, and also to share some profound changes I've experienced here just in the last 2 days, in case any of what I'm describing sort of maybe helps you along, gives you a little bit of a context for maybe what you're experiencing or seeing. So I have experienced a profound change yesterday and today. This morning, I won't say it started last night, because it's actually started several days ago. But last night I went to bed unusually late, just a little tired, but I thought, well, I better go to bed. It was after midnight. Or maybe it was about midnight. But anyway, I went to bed, laid there, could not sleep, absolute insomnia. There was no stress, there was no tension, couldn't turn my brain off. I wasn't worried about anything. It was nothing like that. Just absolutely awake. So after I laid there for about an hour, hour and a half, whatever it was, I thought, this is ridiculous. So I got up and went out and sat on my back porch. I'm in Florida, so I can sit outside right now. It's warm enough. I went out and sat on our screened porch and sat out there for a couple of hours. When I finally went to bed, it was 4:45 a.m., 4:45 in the morning. And then I woke up at 8:30. So I had 3.5 hours or so of sleep. And I woke up and I'm fine. And my husband said, are you tired? Aren't you tired? No, I wasn't tired. And there's no mania. I wasn't manic and all hyped up or ratcheted up. Nothing like that. Absolutely calm in loveliness, and just honestly, just a sense of wonderfulness and the magicalness of existence. But anyway, I wasn't sleepy, just a little feeling, that little, what I call googly-eyed feeling, just literally in my eyeballs. And I had, and still do, have this incredible sense of I'm awake, and I'm inhabiting this physical vessel, which I can directly perceive is different. It feels different. I see it different. It feels lighter, more porous. And I perceive that my multidimensional consciousness is focused through the perspective of this human consciousness in this vessel, and that the vessel, the human body, is literally part of the physical earth. We don't live on it. We are literally an expression of the earth. We are an organic expression of the physical earth realm. My teacher, Seth, mentioned something like that in one of his books, and now it would have been years ago that I read it, but he was saying how, the creatures of the planet, like rabbits on the prairie, they're not just rabbits, something separate on the prairie. They are the prairie. They are the conscious rabbit consciousness of the prairie, hopping around on itself, in itself and on itself as the prairie. They are the prairie. They're the rabbit part of the prairie. And so we are the human part of the earth physical consciousness. And what I became very clearly aware of is, this is the higher version of the human consciousness. In the lower version, you really are more, and I know everybody uses the word stuck and dense, but that's what it is. You're in that, and that's what you perceive, and that's where you perceive from. As you raise with these updated light codes, you are you exist, you're aware, literally aware of yourself as multidimensional, and simultaneously in this vessel that is part of this environment. The environment is not separate. Our bodies are not separate from our environment. And so I'm trying to explain here as clearly as I can. So there's this feeling of, I'm awake. I don't need much sleep. I don't need much sleep because I don't need to escape anymore and process through toxins of what the 3D, more 3, low 4D version of the consciousness, the stories and the traumas that portion of the consciousness buys into. Those traumas are gone. That any fear, like any fear-based energetic trauma is not there. And so there's nothing to escape. There's nothing to overwhelm. There's nothing out here in the physical world. And I know it looks like a you-know-what show right now. It's absurd, especially politically in this country, but in the U.S. But it's like I just am. I am awake, and I don't need a lot of sleep. Yes, will I give rest and sleep to the vessel and nourishment as it needs it? Absolutely. But I just know it's not going to need as much because we don't need to escape into sleep to touch into our deeper inner self. We don't need to escape into sleep to get away from all the clutter and overwhelmedness of the information we took in from that lower level of consciousness. There's very honestly, very much a feeling of when I'm asleep, I'm awake and I'm walking around awake and I'm in a dream. It honestly feels like I'm in a dream. This is heaven on earth. I'm in heaven on earth with you. And so it's just a really profound shift. And I'm very aware, again, that there's human consciousness in the more 3D sort of creature animal form, vibrating and functioning at that level. And then there's human consciousness, 2.0, human consciousness at its higher level. And that is a actual type of consciousness. Just as, for instance, going into your Arcturian self, that's a type of consciousness that perceives and thinks and focuses in a certain way around certain dynamics and topics, or the Andromedan consciousness. And it's the way that, for instance, and Seth had said this too, my teacher Seth, that, for instance, a consciousness, a soul incarnates as a horse because that's its consciousness. So it manifests as a horse. It's got horse consciousness. And so maybe I'll put it this way. An ant consciousness is different than a tree consciousness. And both are different than horse consciousness. So they're types of consciousness. And as I'm speaking, I'm picking up, they have their own, not only flavors and what they focus on, but almost densities, sort of vibrational area. And so this higher dimensional human consciousness is the heaven on earth consciousness, where you just, for instance, and let me backtrack and say, or let me add this, that in addition to this amazing energy coming in this weekend with the high frequency light codes, February and March were already set to be huge times of just accelerated upgrades in our energetic frequencies. So there's that. And then I did with a few clients and students what I call a lights session, a live intensive group healing and timeline shift transformational energetic session yesterday afternoon via Zoom. And it was wonderful, and they're always channeled. I always have Pleiadians and Arcturians and Ascended Masters there, along with guides and angels and all of those things. But Arcturians and Pleiadians quite a lot. So it was a live transformational energetic group session in which I worked interacted with the morphic field of the group, and it was wonderful. And there were so many changes that came into our DNA encoding, and past stories and traumas being held onto and projected into the body. Those, we had permission to be free of those. We had super energies come in that have to do with just approval of the body. And actually at one point, one of the energies, it almost felt like the Arcturians almost wagged their finger. It was almost like that. And they said, you don't need anymore to put these traumas of, these sort of beliefs and experiences that we've had that kind of bruise us energetically. You don't need to put those anymore in your body. And it was kind of funny. And I'm seeing healing right now, even as I'm saying this. So somebody's tracking this consciously or unconsciously with me. So anyway, it was wonderful. And there was another super energy that had to do with, really becoming ageless and timeless. You are just you. You're creating your body in the moment from where you are. Seth, in one of the books, said, your body doesn't age and fall apart any more than the color yellow does, because we're always creating our body in the moment, and you're creating it from where you are and the vibration and the belief system you have. So in any case, all of those kinds of things came in, and it really was wonderful. And of course, even though I'm the channel for that, I'm taking all the energies in also. It's transformational for me too. I'm not doing anything to the other. I mean, it's for all of us. So there was that. And so there I am this morning. No, I'm not tired at all. I'm just awake and completely aware of myself. And I'm in focusing in this vessel that is organically an extension, an expression of this physical realm, the earth, the planet. I'm awake. Sleep simply doesn't matter now. I'm not overwhelmed or taking the events of the physical world that are going on. I see them for what they are. They're literally old structures crumbling, falling apart, like paper mache that you put water on. Things are just crumbling and falling apart because we're lifting into a new paradigm. And the other thing is at age, I'm probably older than many of you, maybe not all. And the age literally seems to me like a factoid written on a piece of paper that has nothing to do with me. There's just no expectation of, well, you're older, so these kinds of things might happen, or your body could do this. And it's like none of it's even there, you guys. So it was just profound. And the other thing I want to share with you is that I have been aware, of course, that I'm a light worker, starseed, whatever words we like. Labels don't matter. And that I have been an anchor part of the ground crew. I have been aware of that. And you are too, or you wouldn't be watching this, by the way. Whether you know it or not, you are too. And I understand here what anchoring energy is. And again, oh my golly, now do I see what's going on here? Because I actually am perceiving myself, I'll describe this to you. I'm perceiving myself as like a hotspot, almost like a hotspot you'd have for the cell phones in your house. You have a receiver there that brings the signal in to extend further into the house, whatever. A hotspot for these energies and codes, knowledge, awarenesses, understandings, all these things that I have been made aware of and understand. I'm almost like this broadcast tower, this consciousness broadcast tower for all these codes and all of this information. And what's even, for me, even a little step further of what I understood is, I watched a video a few nights ago it was on that GFL station that I've mentioned. And it was from ORCSA, of Vega. That was new to me, but something about it, made me click on it, and I was glad I did. It was so love-based. It was so wonderful. And Orxa in there had said something about if you will agree to anchor these upgrades and updates in your body for the planet, we will send them, and you can be an anchor. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I agree. Well, and it didn't seem like I was really doing it. Yeah, well, what that really does is you become, as just like we were talking about the rabbits in the prairie, how they are running around in and on itself. They are the prairie. They are part of the prairie, literally. Well, we as human bodies being the same, when we agree to let those upgrades, those light codes, actually let your body be a vessel for those light codes, you literally are drawing that upgraded, updated information, energy, into the electromagnetic reality of the physical earth, into the atoms, the cells, if you will, into the body of the earth. And then what happens? It's available to everybody else who also is physically an extension of the earth construct, physical construct. So there, I know, I feel a lot of you getting this. I feel I've got to tell you right now at this very moment, we are there. We are there consciously. You and I watching. You're watching me. I'm speaking with you and others who are watching this. We're there. We are in uplift, shift, upward, upgrade, transformation. Trust it. Do not be afraid of it. Know that it's happening, and know that everything is working not only for our personal benefit, but for the benefit and the beneficence for the entire environment, for the planet. We are so protected. We are so beloved. It's pouring through here. We are so supported, you guys. So you can trust your finances will be okay. We're not going to have some kind of big fat another COVID. You don't have to fear that stuff anymore. We're literally moving into heaven on earth, and I'm just telling you that I'm seeing. I accept. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I will tell you that this afternoon at 4:00 Eastern, I'll be doing a live spirit talk. I do these twice a month on the second and fourth Sunday of each month. My Patreon members can attend that live. And what that really is, it's a combination conscious co-creation, awareness, ascension class with sometimes with some guided meditation. And there's transformational energetic healing, energetic transformations. It's kind of like a combination class and energetic session if the attendees care to accept the energies that are being offered, and guided meditation with open question and answer, meaning whether the questions are about the topic I talked about or not. Any questions can be asked, and guided, channeled information will come through. Tonight's topic is particularly, or it starts out with, since I create my own reality, do other people really even exist? And it's about boundary, independence, unity, and our multidimensional consciousness. Those are all going to be swirling around in there. So if that sounds like something you'd like to try, please go to my Patreon page. I'll put the link below, and you can sign up for the Joy membership, which is normally, it's only $8.99 a month anyway, but it's on a 7-day free trial. So if you sign up for that, you will automatically be signed up for this afternoon's Spirit Talk. So I hope to see you there. And in any case, thank you so much for listening through this and staying with me today. Have a most blessed day, and know that you are safe and that you are benefited and supported and beloved.